The Neuberger is much more than a special classroom.
It's never had anything but a sterling reputation.
It's a great resource for both the community and for students.
It has a community of people that really care about it a lot.
What I do find is most people come here, go to the city, and want to come back here because they feel as though it is their home.
I decided in 1928, when I had been living in Paris, that I didn't want to look for famous artists. I want to look for artists that needed me, to be a person who bought living artists when they were still productive and needed somebody to pay attention to them. And that was my life work, was to pay attention to oncoming artists.
He decided that he was going to sail back to his country, America, and to New York, his city, and he was going to get a job where the money was, on Wall Street. He was going to make money in order to collect the work of living American artists.
When Roy began to collect the avant-garde young artists who were trying to do something fresh and new, it was an entirely different world. And for collectors, and there were very few like Roy, to collect at this moment these young artists was a daring, a very audacious act.
The Neuberger Museum really had a start from Nelson Rockefeller, more than anybody else. He had tried to buy my collection in an earlier period, and I said no, I didn't buy art to sell. So here was an opportunity for him to get control of that collection without buying it. I would give it to him. He asked if I would give him my collection, he would build me a museum as the governor of the state. So I said yes, and never regretted it after that.
It did have to do very much with the vision of Governor Rockefeller and also his friendship with Roy, and the two of them are both art-conscious people. But we did have these over 500 works that Roy gave to the school.
The museum was in a way a perfect outlet for his largesse, because he not only loved what he was doing, loved the collecting artists, and it just was a labor of love, and he wanted to share that love with other people. So he didn't want it for himself.
One of the things that Roy thought was so important was that museums be a central player in arts education for the community. And we have a vast community and a wonderful education program for the students at the college, for the students in the public schools that surround the museum.
This museum is unique in that the kind of programs that they offer, from toddlers through adults, are very special, and the kinds of programmings that they afford the docents to implement these programs are very special.
I would say 25% of the students who come here would be led toward maybe a study of art or a career in art or more exposure to art. At least 25%, maybe more.
The museum has played a key role, I would say a privileged role, in the educational formation of our students. And especially in the past years, it's become really the heart of the institution.
The Neuberger offers a great partnership for us. It serves as a vehicle for us in terms of educational enlightenment for our employees, but also our clients. It allows us to show our clients not only are we interested in them, but we're also interested in the community that they live in. And we definitely look forward to continuing our partnership with the Neuberger.
It's a special space in the fabric of any community, but it's particularly special and particularly useful and meaningful in the context of a learning environment, a dedicated learning environment like a university, where in fact it is our highest aim always to be bringing students and faculty and other members of the college community into contact with new and challenging ideas, offering them novel experiences, and then bringing them together with one another so that they can reflect on those experiences.
One of the big lessons our students can learn from the Neuberger Museum is the connection between African art and modern art. And that dichotomy is very much challenged by the analysis of the aesthetics of African art making and modern art making.
Roy Neuberger paved the way in making this institution the first museum in the region to associate in its permanent collection modern and African art. The reinstallation of the African collection in 2007 that brought together 100 objects shows on one hand the history of the collection of the museum, but also bringing in some dynamic to a permanent collection that tends to be static.
The permanent collection is always there, that's like your home, and the rest of it, the exhibits are always something new, something exciting, something that you don't see in another museum, and I think they're open to everything.
The Cleve Gray that I think they have there at the Neuberger has a lot to do with Cleve's reaction to the war, but also his wanting to do something, you know, of a memorable nature. And I don't think that would have happened without his connection, or big connection, with the Neuberger and with Roy and with the purpose of what Roy had brought about there, the fact that you could take living artists and have them do something that really mattered to them and was really felt by them.
Artists are asking important questions and expressing important ideas about the changing society and the place of the artist and the person in the world that we have today. It's important to support these artists, and the Neuberger does.
Many artists, as myself and others who I know are working very, very much, but they haven't had this kind of attention. Sometimes we need those kind of things. We need like a big show that makes the work understandable and readable at different levels, but also a comprehensive book that will go through the production of your work and the context for your work, and a better understanding and a better reading of the work.
I hope that through time, we're able to internationalize our curriculum at the same time that we internationalize the collection of the museum.
As we move forward institutionally, I think you can expect a few things. First of all, a vastly expanded virtual presence, more and more programs offered in multiple languages other than English, and finally, I can't think of anything that we can do that is more important than promoting the production of new art and supporting the production of new scholarship.
Well, one of the advantages of a World Wide Web is that it is worldwide, and that as new artists develop their pieces, develop their styles, as new artists bring forward new ways of using materials and presenting views about the world, they will find a much broader audience that might react to it, both positively or negatively, but certainly in the world out there, there will be people who are prepared to support that particular form of art. And just as Roy supported the artist where he found pieces he liked, there are going to be people out there who are willing to support all new artists.
For more than 60 years, Roy Neuberger supported artists, he supported galleries, he supported arts institutions, both large and small, he supported larger philanthropies, and he was a true leader, a real trailblazer in many ways. I would say that his impact on the American arts community is really inestimable.
The main thing for a person to do if he wants to have a full life and have art as part of their life is to see it, to get excited about it, to learn about it, to read about it, and to look at it and relook. All these things are part and parcel of both the love and the achievement of learning in the adventure of art.